Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Explore, Play, and Discover with All My Art and Soul. I'm Michelle Holden, the artist behind the channel, and as you can see, I'm going to be continuing these pages where I use leftover paint left off from the previous page and then make just totally unique, expressive, intuitive marks. Of course, with some black, because I love the high contrast at the beginning. And I'm showing you all of the colors here. Yellow oxide, transparent, titanium white, Mars black, cadmium orange, hue, and these are, yes, the cards that I just play around with. Some days I'll whip those off in very short amount of time. And because I don't want to think, I want to process and build my library or my experiences of mark making that speak to my voice. And I'm finally showing you, yes, dollar store, the transparent sort of parchment paper. That's really tough paper. But I must say, I just received the artist tissue paper that I ordered on Amazon, and I will be doing some demonstrations with that in the next upcoming videos. But back to this page, and welcome if you are new. Please hit that like button and subscribe button, and check out my Facebook group as I am in the middle of creating my first free course, and just in the beginning, so I don't know how long it will take me, but hopefully before Christmas. So, and that might not be in the majority of course time things, but I have to go at my own speed and process in my own way because we are all individual artists here making up a wonderful family of I think Adele Sipenston had a video, and she was showing a bouquet of flowers and how we're all individual, but as a bouquet, we need all of us. So I really, really liked her comparison there, her visual. So cadmium orange here, loving the bubble wrap as a first initial. I think what I'm liking is because I can make different strokes on it with whatever, direction. If it's a curve, that's why I'm showing you with my hand. And I'm building up, that's why I'm calling this several transparent layers. Now, as you can see, I was so excited to start my page, I forgot to tape the edges. But, I'm not going to worry about it. It is an art journal. And yes, I know I'm showing it to you on a video, public, in the general public. And art journals are meant to be personal, for your own voice, for you to learn to explore and feel safe. But I am diving in and sharing my journey, really literally sharing my journey with you as I learn. So I guess I've always been this kind of way. Learning to take risks in a different way in my own mark making and art process is what I'm sort of diving deep in lately. So, really giving more thought to the different tools that I'm taking out. Do I have small ones, medium ones, a large brush? Now, I showed you that big brush, and in the end, I never ended up using it. So I think maybe I want to select less brushes or less tools so that they're right in front of me. I go, oh yeah, and see how we just have to build into because once you start this responsive, intuitive process on your abstract art journaling page, because that's what I'm calling this process, I don't usually think too much. I respond, and I'm trying to slow it down, and I think I am. And I'm just going to keep moving forward. Okay. I love the transparency of this old textbook that I found in my bookstore. I believe the paper is called vellum. I don't know what vellum is made from. I'm going to do some research on that and get back to you. And it's so interesting. It's more translucent than transparent, but wow, I love it. This piece is a piece of coffee filter paper. And now that I'm finding, you see, as we repeat the usage and we build it into our process, I'm finding how I want to use the coffee filter paper. Sometimes on my big canvases, if I'm using circles, I just made the marks and put it on because it just disappears onto the canvas. It melts. I really love it. So as you can see, I was pointing to that area because I wanted another difference of high contrast marks that when I put the coffee filter paper over it, it'll show through. Now, when you're first starting, that was a piece that I was very intrigued. I'm going to save it for another page. When you're first starting this takes time as to, well, what kind of marks? Where? How big? How small? And no one can really answer those questions except you by doing the art. By actually, okay, I made some small marks. I really don't like them. Okay, fine. Leave that spot, cover it up with some white paint, maybe put some orange over it. Put a piece of opaque collage over it, and then try a larger mark in a different area. Remember, this art journal is for your exploration, to develop your experiences with marks, color, value, line, and shape. Now, as you can see, I'm not thinking of shape. There's enough to think about. I like shapes most of the time. Now, this might change as I gain more experience. I like the shapes to happen when I'm usually changing the value, darkening a value of the negative space or the positive space. Mostly the negative space. As you can see, there's a lot of white left in behind, and I sort of like that. I ended up putting a little bit of black in, so stay to the end and let me know what you think. So I'm liking that. Now that's the linen, or it needed a little more yellow, so that's why I put the yellow oxide. You can have use yellow ochre, and I'm dabbing it and liking the watery kind of state of acrylic paints that I use with this one. I think because I want them to be more transparent, and I think on my larger canvases, I've been discovering that the more transparent, so you can still see what's underneath and choose in the next layer if you want to go with an opaque layer around the negative space to create a shape, or just let it happen. Now see, those two black shapes were created from the brayer, and I just roll it on with the leftover paint, and I either choose vertical, horizontal. I've not gone really diagonal, which would be a lot more dynamic, but I will give that a try. I'm loving the mixture of marks. Now I know my pages can get, if I'm really loving all this layering, and it's working, it really gets busy quickly if you can, if you notice. So then you got to go the other way. Okay. And am I going to use a light value, a medium value, or a dark value? So I ended up using both. In previous videos, you've seen me with this little piece. This is just white acrylic paint on either tissue paper or tracing paper. And I've been dying to put it on a page, so this is the one. I just needed to get rid of that, the pointed part of the shape, change its shape a little bit, scale it down. And I'm loving how it's, so that tore, very sensitive. I'm hoping is it Spectra? Yeah, Spectra tissue paper is a little tougher. So I just experimented with it today on my jelly plate. And I'm liking using the jelly plate for my collage. I can't sit there and draw circles for an hour and make one collage page. If I need to, I can. I like my collage papers to be quick or quicker. So, lots of drawing going on. Just because if I do choose to use a Posca marker or one of my rollerball, those gel pens, and there's different brands, I forget what, Uniball, I don't want to ruin it and get paint. So, I didn't like that orange. Too pumpkin-y, if you know what I mean. It's the fall season, so maybe that's why I'm using these colors. Who knows? Now, I could have went more neutral, but I didn't want to cover everything. Love that upper corner. And then it sets it up. See, only if you start exploring your layers will you know what different combinations of layers create for you. So if you want, I like when I do transparent, then opaque, and then another transparent, or high contrast layer, or pastel marks that are oil. So then when I come in with a watery acrylic, there's a resist happening. That's what happened on my canvas, and I love it. So I'm going to be using, that's just discovered by accident. So I find the more accidents, the better. So what I've decided is, nope, there's enough collage on here. So now I need to come in and alter the values of some of the negative space. So I ended up doing it anyway. Now it's just rectilinear. I could have went more with that curve of those dots, if you see what I mean, how it curves up towards the left. I think that would have been way more dynamic, and I still can do that now. So remember, I'm just showing you the first go. And I don't usually go back to the pages because I'm busy with other things. I use it as an experience, jot it down, put some notes down, and then move on. But I probably could if I had more time. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm really loving planning my course. So it's going to be a beginner's experience, first experience with abstraction. And of course, we're going to use a journal. And if you're new to the channel, I have a whole selection of videos called Abstract Art Journaling. I think there's over 65. I have over 210 videos on my channel, different approaches. And so once I get my course closer to it, when I'm at the halfway point, I'll let everybody know, and looking forward to it. What I would love for you to do, if you don't mind, I'm asking my audience, if there's any stage of abstraction that you find overwhelming, that blocks you, that slows you down, that you're unsure of, that you wish you could improve, please let me know in the comments section below the video, and I will try to include that in my when I'm creating my course. I'm going from my own experiences, but I would love to go from my subscribers, my audience's experiences as well. So as you can see, different viewers will see the negative space in different ways. And I didn't want, so that white collage was precious, so I didn't want to cover it up. But then now you've got these interesting shapes just happening as I am darkening the negative space. So I came across, but I'm sort of on a slight angle, which I love. I thought, oh, I haven't used pastels yet. Let's do it. So I want to keep those warm colors going. Added a little pink pastel there. I'm not really liking my brand of pastels, so I'm, what is the most, and not super expensive, because I just, but the best colors, and it starts with an S. It's on Amazon, as I'm thinking of ordering a set. If anyone has experience with some really good oil pastels where the colors are brighter, these ones are okay, but okay. So I am drying this whole thing. Yeah, came in too soon. I knew it, but that's okay. Just a nice little smudge. I'm being careful with the edges. I don't know why. Well, because I forgot that the tape was on there, and if I do a journal next time, I'm not going to worry about that so much. It is sort of restrictive. So I wanted to give it a little more base and to counteract this black section next to the big polka dots, and just ground it down. And in the end, I used my gold pen. Love my gold pen, especially on these. Love the white marks that I made below. Last time I used the white circles. If you didn't catch last week's video, check it out. I'll leave it in a card here. And loving the gold ink. I've got some super bright colors in that type of ink. I will leave the brand name there for you, along with the materials list. So don't forget to scroll down in the comments section, find out your materials. I leave them there, colors. And yeah, nothing better than just a streaky swoosh of dynamic energy of paint going across. Just as another difference. Loving that bubble wrap in the small circles with the big circles in the lower foreground. That turned out pretty cool. And yes, remembering last week's, this lid thing, I don't even know where it's from, is so nice because they're very fine. They're there, but they're not overpowering. Okay, so we're nearing the end. Of course, I'm going to do a splash. I thought about using the corrugated cardboard there on the left. Now, last week, I tried, I don't know if I pinned that comment, and excuse me if I forget your name, suggested that I move in a little closer. This is a little closer. I don't know if I can get that much closer. I tried using the 3 times, and it's just like, whoa. It's way too close. So there's not an in-between. And if I move my setup any closer, the head gets in the way. So right now I'm standing at my table, looking through my phone down onto what you're seeing. I wanted to use those. Should have used them more in the under layers for that big, at least for this page. Maybe I should have just gone for it. So, yeah, pointing to that section. I don't know what I did. I don't think I changed it very much, except add, and that bright orange thing down there, that sort of stands out. So you can always put a thin layer of paint over something, and it helps you lessen the contrast. Oh, I'm over here on the left, looking for one more piece of collage, which I'm glad well, no, that would have been too much. That would have been over the top. Now that's sort of cool. No, didn't work. That's very thin. That's tissue paper made with string as a resist on the jelly plate. Oh yeah, this is what I do. Okay. So I just felt that needed to come across rather than go dark in the section below it. I think that was a good move. And just, stay to a more rectilinear composition or horizontal, and then gold inner circle. And I like how they just barely show, but it's just enough. Love it. I'm hooked on my gold pen. I should get a set. The metallic is so cool. Then I decided to put just little cross plus signs, or however you want to call those. Yeah. Anyway, that's the thing that popped in my head, so down it went. What else did I do? Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of people feel the energy considering everything happening in our world today, but time is drawing near. Time for what? I don't know. But we can just keep on going, one layer at a time. And I zoomed in here. Then I slowed it down to normal speed, just so you could get a close up. And don't forget, at the end with the photograph, you can stop it. There we go. And zoom in. So I hope you enjoyed this page, because I certainly did. And I'm calling it exploring more transparent layers, because you can, because there's so much more to explore. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.